Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Pope Francis has cast doubt in the minds of many people on the church teaching on the sanctity of life, beginning at conception. Not just any life, but human life. In an interview with Telemundo, Noticias Telemundo, he gave an interview to one of the correspondents, and the question of abortion came up. How could it not? And look at the title of this. I know it's in Spanish, but it says, Entrevista exclusiva con Francisco, el Papa habla de su salud, los migrantes, el aborto, los abusos en la iglesia y su papel en Ucrania. So, the Pope on his health, migrants, abortion, abuses in the church, and Ukraine. Wouldn't it be nice if they just asked him about Catholicism? But I guess that's too much to ask from these people. In any case, I'm going to just do a Control F search here. There you go. He was asked a question about, the church's teaching versus what he personally believes. And it's very fascinating. He did something like this last November, I think it was. He basically denied, or he left the door open for the impression that denying the church's teaching on it wasn't necessarily the biggest problem in the world. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, TKR Store. If you're wondering how you can have a beard full of so many gray hairs, well, the real answer is have a few kids and live under Justin Trudeau during the lockdown. But another answer is, well, I guess our beard products don't make your beard gray. But I was just trying to make some witty beard joke. But anyway, I gave it a shot. KennedyReport.com and visit the TKR Store to see our new products. Kennedy's Choice Beard Oil. You can use this on your beard to help with alleviating itchiness, dryness, and irritation of skin. And don't worry, no animals were used in testing this product except for myself. Use Kennedy's Choice Beard Balm for a softer, healthier, manageable beard that is made with natural ingredients. And trust me, I know a thing or two about beards. Visit thekennedyreport.com and check out the TKR Store. The links for this are in the description. So it may be that Pope Francis is basically denying church teaching in public or leaving the door open to it, but at least throughout all that, you could have a healthy beard. So I don't know, things could be worse, couldn't they? All right, so here's the interview, and I'm going to have it in Spanish so the Pope-splainers can't say, you just don't understand how to translate things. When the Pope said that you can't teach other people to be Catholic, he didn't really mean it, because in Italian, you could translate it to be something that's sort of the same word, but not. It's like, okay, let's just read it in Spanish then. Here's what it says. And this is deep in the article after a bunch of stuff. He says, this is the interviewer, En Estados Unidos hay un debate muy grande su santidad alrededor del aborto. Yo sé cuál es la posición de la iglesia, pero usted cree que una mujer que fue violada tiene el derecho a no tener a su hijo que es producto de esta violación. So what is this question? It's essentially, in the States, there's a big debate about abortion. And he says, I know the position of the church. Amazing, eh? Talking to the Pope and saying, I know the position of the church, but let me ask you, it's like the position, it shouldn't be the case that you would ever think that the position of the church would be different than the position of the Pope anyway. He says, but do you think that a woman who was violated, sadly, obviously is a tragic situation, has the right to not have her child that is the product of this violation? Now, before we get to Pope Francis's answer, the easy answer to that is two wrongs don't make a right. We don't make a sin go away by committing another sin. Our hearts obviously go out to all people in those situations. But it'd be great if we had much more severe penalties for rapists. To be honest, that would probably solve a lot of this. Obviously, as long as there are human beings on this earth, there's going to be sin. But, I think if we brought back the stocks and public hangings, we'd probably have a lot less of this crime. That's just me. Call me crazy thinking that punishments actually stop criminals from doing things. So here's Pope Francis's answer. He says, Yo sobre el aborto digo esto. So about abortion, I say this. En cualquier libro de embriología, de esos que estudian los chicos de segundo año de la universidad. So basically, in any embryology book that you even study in the second year of university, se dice que el mes de la concepción, so the month of conception, antes que la madre se dé cuenta, so before the mom even knows, está todo el sistema de los órganos y dibujado dentro y el DNA está claro. So basically, even before the mom even knows, which is generally speaking true, if you don't do a pregnancy test, it's very hard to know really early on. Basically, the whole setup for the person is there, including the DNA. Well, this answer is technically true. And he says, o sea, es un ser vivo. And he says, this is very strange. He says, it's right here. Es un ser vivo, which it's a living being. No digo una persona. I'm not saying a person. Es un ser vivo. Is the Pope saying the unborn are not persons? Well, this is the case with Pope Francis. He's saying something that, at least for this part of it, could be taken as such. Let's be honest. And he says, entonces, yo me hago una pregunta. I'm going to ask myself a question. I ask myself a question. ¿Es lícito eliminar un ser vivo para resolver un problema? Is it licit, is it legal to eliminate a living being to resolve an issue? Well, yes, it is. And if it's not a person, this is why this answer is so ambiguous. I mean, if you call in an exterminator because you have living beings called cockroaches, then yes, it is licit. So this answer is very poor. En his segunda pregunta, ¿es lícito alquilar un sicario para resolver un problema? And he says, is it licit to hire a hitman to resolve a problem? Y ahí está todo. De ahí no me vas a sacar porque es la verdad. So, classic confusing Pope Francis. On the one hand, he makes it sound like it's just a being. He says, I don't say it's a person. In the next breath, he says, well, you can't hire a hitman to take care of a problem. Well, what do you hire hitmen for? Well, you hire hitmen to take care of problems that are other human beings. You don't hire hitmen to get rid of your cockroaches. You hire an exterminator for that. Excuse me. So here we go. Again, here we go around the, around and round in circles we go. Now, there will be leftists, liberal Catholics, which is to say non-Catholics, who will be saying, look, the Pope said it's not a person in the first month. That's going to happen. You're going to see that in your Catholic school documents, Catholic universities, the schools your kids go to, unless they're a traditional Catholic school. On the other hand, you're going to see the conservative Catholic Answers crowd and so forth say, look, Pope Francis is very clear that having an abortion is like hiring a hitman. He's very pro-life. Well, this is the utter confusion. This shows us, ladies and gentlemen, that Pope Francis is very much the culmination of modernism. It is a duplicitous way of communicating, meaning you can use terms in an ambiguous way, and you can speak out of both sides of your mouth in a way where you can confuse people while also convincing them. This is not what we want in a pope. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, God bless.